Welcome to Align Christ-Centered Yoga. My name is Linda and I'll be guiding our practice today. My question for you as we begin is this. Is there something that is so overwhelming that you have ignored for so long that you don't even notice it anymore? Years ago, on my birthday, a toilet broke. So we raced out to the store, got a new toilet, installed the new toilet, needed to do something with the old one. Didn't want to put it in the garage because the garage was already filled with junk. So we moved the toilet to the outside of the house at the corner of the garage so that each time we drove up to the house, we would see it and we would remember to take it to the dump. So we never took it. Each time we saw it in the beginning, we were like, oh, I need to take that. And 3 months later, and 6 months later, and 9 months later, and a year and a half later, we didn't even see it anymore. Every now and then we'd joke about turning it into a planter or something, but for the most part, we just ignored it, and it became part of the landscape. The same thing happened to Nehemiah and the people of Jerusalem. Nehemiah says this to him. People came to him and said, those who survived the exile are back in the province. They are in great trouble and disgrace. The wall of Jerusalem is broken down, and its gates have been burned with fire. And Nehemiah's response, when I heard these things, I sat down and wept. For some days I mourned and fasted and prayed before the God of heaven. Here's the thing. Those walls had been down for almost 100 years. And those people had been back in Jerusalem for a generation. What broke Nehemiah's heart was not this news that the walls were broken, but the news that nothing had been done to fix them. It was so overwhelming, people just forgot about it. And the walls, the broken walls, just became part of the landscape. I invite you to think about what that is in your life that you have just put on a back burner because it is just too much. And I invite you to give yourself time to mourn that, to process that, to grieve that. And then, like Nehemiah, to turn to the Lord, to fast and to pray and to ask God for the resources, for the time, for the team, whatever it is that you need to do to restore it. Find a comfortable seated position, maybe elevating hips up on a blanket or a block. And I invite you to rock a little bit side to side, front to back, and find those sitting bones. Today's practice is going to be a restorative flow. We will continuously move in and out of dynamic stretching with very short passive stretching, maybe a minute at most. And throughout, I invite you just to think about restoration. What is it in your life? Maybe in your workspace, maybe in your community around you, that has just kind of drifted outside of notice, outside of focus. What is it that needs to be restored? I invite you to take 2 hands to your heart. Closing your eyes, just find breath here. Just a little extra pressure into your chest. Maybe you can feel your heartbeat. Feel the ribs open and close. Create space for the transformative work of God. Take 2 more breaths here. As you're ready, let your hands come down, drop your chin to your chest, and slowly bring that right ear to the right shoulder. And the chin forward, and the left ear to the left shoulder. And just back and forth here. As you're ready, bring the right ear to the right shoulder and just leave it there for a moment. Maybe move your nose in a number 8. And find the stretch that's right for you. And if you want a little bit more, Take that outside hand wide and bring that same arm up and over your head and just gently kind of press the head up and into the hand down and into the head. So you're creating a little bit of traction here. Take another deep breath. As you're ready, hands down, bring the chin down. And then slowly bring the ear over to the left. So again, use that nose to create some movement, to explore sensation. Notice where the tension is. And as you're ready, settle into that. Find your breath. And again, just kind of walk the hands out. Maybe bring that other arm up and over again. That's an option. Maybe you don't need that extra stretch. Create the traction between head and hand. One more breath here. Arm down, gently bring the chin down. Deep breath in, arms rise. As the gaze rises, begin to connect breath and movement. The arms come down as the chin bows. So back and forth here, rising and falling one more time. And as you're ready, go ahead and bring the arms all the way up. And hands to heart. Sweep the arms down and forward and up. And come into cactus as you find your cow. And again, arms come down, all the way up. Find the back bend. And one more time here. So throughout this practice, just following your breath. Inhale. And exhale. This time, raise the hands up and exhale and just find a gentle twist to the left. And hinge forward and rise. And twist to the right. And two more times here. Next time, when you twist to the right, stay there. And I invite you to build this from the ground up. So begin to engage the pelvic floor and draw the belly button in and up and gently wrap the ribs around the spine and finally bring the chin back towards the shoulder. Come forward, but leave that hand across the leg in the front. Sweep the back arm underneath, come up into eagle arms. Let the elbows rise as the hands come down to the shoulder. And then just bring your chin towards that opposite knee. And again, adjust the head, find the stretch. So maybe this is neck, maybe this is upper back, maybe this is shoulder girdle. And unwind. I invite you to exhale and twist to the other side. So same thing, let's build it from the ground up. Pelvic floor lifts, abdominals come in, rib cage wraps, chin comes around to the back. One more breath. As you're ready, that back arm comes underneath, and the palms together, elbows rise, forearms away from the face, and then just fold those hands down to the shoulder. Bring the chin over to that opposite knee. And again, where do you want that stretch on this side? Stay here for a breath. And release. Bring those arms all the way up and exhale and bring them down. Meet me in a pinwheel. Bring your right leg forward, your left leg back. Shins are parallel with the edges of the mat. Go ahead and bring your hand to your hip and gently begin to draw that hip forward and back. And just notice what's going on in the lower back and the hips. One more time. Bring the hand to that back foot and sweep it around. So just imagine that you're drawing in the sand here. Bring the arms up, sweep it across, back and forth here 2 more times. And then bring this front arm behind you, sweep all the way up and lift, and exhale and release. You're just going to open up in the front of the psoas. Open up across the chest as you find your back bend. Stay up this time. As you're ready, release. Go ahead and begin to lift and lower this front leg. One more time here. Bring the leg down. Take this left hand behind the left ankle, lift that leg up, and begin to rock from here. So just playing a little bit with the rotation of the hips. One more time. And then as this front leg comes down, use the body to come in and out of it. So you're going to create a wave-like motion. Lift the knee to the chest, drop it down, shoulders and ribs, and rise. And one more time here. And as you're ready, let the knee come down and bring the body over the leg. Adjust the weight of the body, maybe move a little bit side to side, and begin to let the body melt over that leg. Take 3 breaths here. What do you notice? Is there a way that you can use the exhale to find a little bit more release? As you're ready, press into your hands and rise. Go ahead and bring your legs in front of you. Bounce your knees and windshield wiper your feet. And I invite you just to notice, maybe closing your eyes for a moment. Does one side of the body feel different from the other? Maybe the length of the legs or the way that the hips have settled. Maybe one shoulder feels higher or one side of the neck feels longer. Let's repeat that sequence on the other side. Pinwheel the legs, left leg forward, shins parallel with the edges of the mat, hand to hip, just gently rock forward and back. So as we move through on this side, begin to notice, are the sensations the same or are they different? Go ahead and take that hand to the foot and just sweep it around to the other hand. 2 more times here. Are you still staying connected to your breath? Bring the arms up and across. And then as you're ready, you're going to press into that back hand, sweep that front arm up, lift the hips, and release. Again, there's a little bit of a tuck with the glutes here. Open that hip. A little bit of a back bend. Open the chest. One more time. This time we're going to stay. Stay here and find breath. As you're ready, release. Hold on to that front leg. Begin to rock back and forth. The knee just comes up to the chest and back. And then as you're ready, go ahead and bring this right hand underneath that back ankle, left hand underneath that front leg, and rock back and forth here. So again, what's the rotation of the hips? So we're not really just rolling the shoulders and the upper body forward. We're really kind of looking at how the hips are rotating. Go ahead and lift that front leg. Add the movement of the body as the head and the shoulders and the ribs come down and glide up. And 2 more times here. As you're ready, bring the knee down and let the body come across that leg. And, again, just settle in and adjust the weight of the body to find the stretch. And take 2 more deep breaths here. As you're ready, release. Go ahead and press into the hands and rise up. Again, bring those legs in front of you and windshield wiper the feet and bounce the knees. Sit on the sitting bones and check in and notice. How is the body settled now? Legs and hips, back and shoulders. 1 more breath here. Go ahead and meet me in table. Table, I invite you to find your cat. Let the back rise, the top of the head come down to the mat. And then tilt the hips forward and push the ribs forward and up and tuck the shoulder blades under and find cow. And back and forth here, cat and cow, 2 more times. I invite you to choose cat or cow, whichever one feels best in your body or whichever one feels right for the moment. And settle into it and take 3 breaths there. And meet me in table. Turn the right fingertips in, sweep the left arm up, reach for the sky as you rotate the ribs around and come underneath as you thread the needle. And 2 more times here, reaching up, coming under. 1 more time. Let the shoulders and the head come down. Go ahead and take that top arm. Start by just reaching behind the back. Press into the sacrum bone at the base of your spine there as you wrap the ribs around. And maybe you just stay here, or maybe you bring this other arm, this top arm, up and over and reach overhead. And whatever you choose, stay here for 2 more breaths. As you're ready, slide that top arm underneath the shoulder. Go ahead and unwind. You're going to take this other arm, this left arm, in front of your right arm. Bring this back elbow towards your shoulder. Begin to find a stretch up and down the left side of the body. So as the hips come back, maybe you just bring the hips in a little bit and look underneath that arm. And what kind of a stretch can you find in this side of the body? As you're ready, unwind. Meet me back in table. This time you're going to turn the left fingertips in. The right arm is going to reach, wrap the ribs all the way up. Exhale, come underneath. And 2 more times here. And as you're ready, let the shoulder and the head come down to the mat. So thread the needle, a little bit of weight in the shoulder and the head, the hips evenly distributed with the weight. Take that top arm, maybe you support yourself at the sacrum and wrap the ribs around, and then maybe you bring that top arm all the way up and overhead and find that stretch. So wherever you feel the most intense sensation, breathe into that space. Imagine a small balloon as you inhale, and then as you exhale, the balloon just gently deflates. One more time here. As you're ready, bring the hands down under that top arm, underneath the shoulder. Unwind. The right arm will come to the front of the mat, that left elbow towards the knee. Look under the extended arm. And again, adjust the hips to find your stretch. Maybe put a little extra weight in the top of the feet. Take one more breath here. As you're ready, bring the hand underneath. Come back to table, rise up to kneeling mountain. Exhale to child. And twice more here. Kneeling mountain to child. And one more time. Rise up to kneeling mountain. Bring hands to heart and find your balance. And bring your right leg forward. Hands to either side of the foot. Just begin to gently drop into that back leg. And then bring the front leg, extend the front leg. So you have a hip flexor stretch as you come forward. Maybe you're using blocks if you want to lengthen your arms a little bit. And then a half split as you come back into that hamstring. And 2 more times here. And then keep the front leg extended. Engage the abdominals, lengthen through the spine. Let the head come forward a little bit. Find your breath. And as you're ready, feet to the mat, go ahead and toe heel this front leg out to the side. And I invite you to bring a block to the center. And come down to your forearms. Maybe you walk that back knee back just a little bit and press the leg into the arm and the arm into the leg. Find some length in the spine and find your breath here. As you're ready, gently press into the block and rise. Toe heel that leg to the front. Go ahead and raise the back leg. Bring the front foot to the back. Meet me in plank. Press back with the heels. Find stretch and lengthen the body. And maybe the knees come down to the mat, or maybe your straight leg, but come all the way down to the mat. Tops of the feet to the mat. Press the forearms down, fingers wide, and float the rib cage and come in and out of Sphinx. And one more time here. And then come into Sphinx and make it strong. And engage the abdominals and lengthen through the abdominals and tuck the shoulder blades under and strengthen through the back. And on the next exhale, come down. And hands to ribs, come back through child. And up to kneeling mountain. Hands to heart, find your balance. Left leg comes forward. Bring the hands to either side of the foot. Begin to drop a little bit into this hip. Again, maybe you have blocks at either side of the foot. And begin to find that half split as you lengthen through the front leg. And come forward into the psoas stretch. Two more times here. Come into the hamstring stretch and stay there. Find your breath. Just lengthen through the spine. Adjust the hips. You notice that as you swing them out or in, as you shift them out or in, you'll find the stretch right where you want it to be. Notice also that if you turn the toes slightly out or in, that changes the stretch where you want it to be. On the next inhale, bring the knee over the ankle and toe heel so that the heel is on the mat, but the toes are off. Again, bring the block to center. Come down to the forearms, and you can adjust any height you want, or maybe you're just super flexible and you can be all the way down on the mat. Wherever you are, create some traction and some strength as that inner thigh presses into the arm and the arm presses into the leg. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Exhale, release. One more breath here. As you're ready, press into your hands and rise up. Toe heel as that foot comes into the front. Raise the back leg, float the front foot to the back, meet me in plank. However you choose to do it, come down to the mat. Playing this time with low cobra. Let those hands come out to the side, elbows over the wrists, and just float the rib cage. And then bring that rib cage forward and up and tuck those shoulder blades under and come in and out of this 3 times. And next time you come up, find your low cobra and stay there. And 2 more breaths here. Again, as much length as you can possibly find in those abdominals. Work through the extensors in the back of the body. And exhale forward. Hands to the rib cage, come back through child. Come up to kneeling mountain. Back to child. Meet me in table. From table, extend the right arm and the left leg. And 4 times, elbow to the knee and extend. And 2 more here. 3 more here. And as you're ready, bring the knee and the hand down to the mat and child to table. And extend the left arm and the right leg. Square the hips. Crunch and extend. 3 more times. As you're ready, hands to the mat, knees to the mat, child to table. Come back into child and stay in child for 5 breaths. And just make it your own, whatever feels good. Again, maybe you move the body a little bit side to side, or maybe you can get a little longer. Are those legs wide or narrow? Are those arms in front of you or behind you? As you're ready, bring those hands back towards the shoulders, rise up to sitting. Bring the feet wide in front of you and just dip the knees side to side. And roll all the way across the hips and just really explore what's going on in there. And come over to the right side and roll all around just that hip and find that tight spot and come up right beside it. A little self-massage here. Go to the other side, same thing. And kind of explore the entirety of all those muscles around that hip. And then find the tightest place, come beside it. Notice on this side, is it in a different place than it was on the other side? Gently bring the knees up and come down to the mat. So on your back, go ahead and bring that left ankle across the leg. That left knee presses away from the body. Can you bring your hand underneath and find a neutral position of the spine? So a natural arch, whatever that is for you, find your breath. And then keep that arch in place as you draw the legs towards you. Hands behind that back leg. Can you gently shift a little bit to the right and to the left, back and forth? Find the stretch right where you want it to be. And stay here for another 2 breaths. Go ahead and bring that back foot to the mat. You're going to keep the legs moving across the body so the left foot comes to the floor on the right side. Bring that right hand to the top of the foot. Bring the left hand, bring the thumb to the hip crease. Gently draw the hip crease back and down. And maybe look away from the legs and see if you can find that stretch somewhere in the hip or the psoas or the back or the neck. One more breath here. Gently rock back up to center. Hold on to this top leg. One arm comes underneath the shin, the other around the foot. Just gently draw it side to side here. And then bring the knee out to the side. Hold on to the outside of the leg, the foot, maybe behind the thigh. Find half happy baby. Decide, do you want this right leg bent or straight? Yogi's choice. Find your breath. 2 more breaths here. Gently bring that right knee into the chest, hands around the shins. Go ahead and draw the knee towards the chest. If it works for you, nose to knee. Come back to the mat. As you inhale, press the shin up into the hand and the hand down into the shin. Traction. Exhale, release, nose to knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Take the hand behind the thigh, raise that leg up into a hamstring stretch. Find the hamstring stretch that works for you. Rotate your foot in a circle in one direction, and then the other. Keep the leg there, bring the hands out into a T, and slowly bring that leg back to the mat. When the leg finally meets the floor, take a couple breaths just to notice what you notice. The rotation of the feet, the way that the leg has settled onto the mat, the weight of the hips right to left, the curves of the spine right to left. How are the shoulder blades resting on the mat or the arms? Maybe you even feel a difference in the weight of the head or the face. So go ahead and bend your knees. We're going to repeat that entire sequence on the other side. So that right ankle comes along, comes across, and the knee presses away from the body. Left hand underneath the small of the back. So again, you're just there to remember to arch that back, not to arch it, but to maintain the arch in the back. And then the leg comes up towards you. Again, hands come behind, but I invite you just to swing just a little bit side to side. Just shift the weight of the hips and find the stretch right where you want it to be. Stay here for 2 more breaths. As you're ready, bring the foot to the mat. You're going to keep the top leg where it is, but you're just going to continue over in the direction of that foot until that foot comes down to the mat. And then you're going to take that left hand across the top of the foot. So, maybe you can find the arch in the foot there. Press a little bit through the base of the big toe. Right thumb comes to that hip crease. So again, just massage out the psoas. Press away from the body and down a little bit. Find your breath here. As you're ready, release. Rotate that lower body back to center. Go ahead and hold on to the lower part of the leg. So that right arm comes underneath the shin, the other at the foot, and gently just rock that knee side to side. And then hold on to the outside of the foot or the leg. Find happy baby. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe that other leg extends straight. Again, checking in. How is the breath moving through the body? Take 2 more breaths here. As you're ready, gently bring the knee into the shin or the knee into the chest, hands around the shin. Draw the knee towards the chest, nose to knee if that works for you. As you inhale, shin presses into hands, hands press down into the shin. Twice more. Nose to knee. Traction at the shin. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, push up. And then release, hands come behind that leg. Lift the leg up. Get long. Find the hamstring stretch and start to rotate through the foot. Go the other direction. 1 more breath in that stretch. Hands to the side. Slowly lengthen that leg. Again, maybe closing the eyes, just checking in, just noticing now the response of that side of the body. The feet, the legs, the right hip compared to the left, the curves of the spine, the way the shoulder blades have settled. Bring the knees in, draw the knees in, and give yourself a hug, rock side to side. Go ahead and extend that right leg. Bring the left foot to the inside of the knee here. Shift the hips just slightly towards the left as you come over and bring that knee across. So again, just find the stretch that's right for you. Within this limit, I invite you to keep both shoulder blades on the mat. So make it a lower body twist. It doesn't matter how far you go, just looking for sensation somewhere in the back or the hips. Take 2 more breaths here. Maybe you contract the abdominals a little bit more. Maybe you relax the abdominals. What creates the twist for you? Gently come back to center, draw the knees in, wrap arms around the shins and rock side to side. And this time it's the left leg that extends and the right foot that comes to the inside of the knee. So again, maybe a subtle shift of the hips to the right, a lower body twist as that knee comes across, as the shoulder blades stay anchored into the mat. And find your breath here. As you're ready, engage the abdominals, come back to center. One more time, give yourself a hug and rock side to side. And then keeping the knees together and the feet together, just draw a circle in the ceiling with the knees. Hands are on the knees and you're just massaging all around that sacrum bone. And as you're ready, go the other direction. Gently draw the knees into the rib cage and away, back and forth here. Are you still connected to your breath? And as you're ready, meet me in Shavasana. Extend the legs, windshield wiper the feet and bounce the knees, wiggle the knees. Reach the hands all the way up and thump the shoulders down. And one more time here. Let the hands come down to the mat, palms up. So find your breath here and invite the Holy Spirit to give you new eyes. What comes to mind? What is it that has just been too much? And in that, find peace as well, knowing that as you fast, as you pray, as you seek wisdom, that the God who provides will provide you with everything you need to bring restoration. I invite you to stay here a little longer if you can. If you need to get on with your day, slowly bring movement back. Wiggle fingers and toes, rotate wrists and ankles, turn your head side to side. And that next inhale, arms come up and overhead, stretch as long as you can. And bend your knees and roll over onto your side. Stay here and find your breath. On that next inhale, press into your hands and rise up to a seated position. Cross your legs in front of you. Find your sitting bones. And check in one final time, body, mind, and soul. Just noticing what has changed since you came to the mat today. Nice deep breath in, arms rise up and overhead, palms together, and exhale, hands to heart. I invite you to join me in prayer. Father, we are so grateful that you are with us. And we just humbly ask you to open our eyes to the brokenness around us. Give us the courage to step in and make change. Provide us with the resources that we need, the people, the finances, the time, whatever it is. God, we are so grateful that you are a God who restores. We are so grateful, Jesus, for the redemption and the restoration that comes from the sacrifice on the cross and the promise of a future that is filled with light and no more tears. It is in your name, Jesus, that we pray. Amen. Thank you for practicing with me today.